वो क्या था? So last class we have done till change of state. Change of state of a matter we have done. Now the left out part is evaporation process. What do you mean by evaporation? What is evaporation? Switch on your video. Sushila?
Yes, ma'am.
Evaporation?
The process of conversion of water into water vapors below its boiling point is known as evaporation.
Only water?
Huh?
Only water?
Water vapors.
No, only water. Other substances won't undergo evaporation. Other substances don't undergo evaporation. Only water undergoes evaporation.
Ma'am, other substances means?
Other liquids.
Yes, ma'am.
Then, so why only liquid you have used in the definition? Why only water is used in definition? The process of conversion of liquid to gas, any liquid it is, not only water, liquid to gaseous state at any temperature below its boiling point is called evaporation. Then it is difference between evaporation and boiling.
Boiling does not cause cooling and evaporation causes cooling.
First point is the definitions.
It is the surface phenomenon.
Here, conversion of liquid to gas at any temperature below its boiling point. And this one is conversion of liquid to gas at constant temperature called boiling point. Then next you can write as it is a surface phenomena. And it is a bulk phenomena. Third point, it causes cooling. It does not cause cooling. Then fourth point, takes place at any temperature below boiling point. You can make the fourth statement because fourth statement is not there. Takes place only at boiling point.
Evaporation takes place on its own.
Yeah, you can
Ma'am,
consider.
I just saw the previous note. So it's written that
Yes, 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 yes.
boiling takes place only after heating a liquid.
Yes, right. It takes place by its own. Human intervention is not necessary. And this one takes place only after heating. Any other points? The nature of factors affecting rate of evaporation.
Temperature, humidity,
Surface area, increase in temperature,
speed of
Ma'am,
wind,
wind, speed of wind
Humidity.
evaporation.
Factor affecting. So first one is surface
so
area.
temperature, humidity.
Humidity.
Surface area, how it is dependent on surface area?
Ma'am, the larger the
More
surface
the
area, the more the rate of evaporation.
Larger the more the surface area, more particles are in contact with atmosphere, are exposed to atmosphere, so evaporate faster.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, can I join with another device?
Okay.
Thank you.
So rate of evaporation increases. You have one question on this chapter. So that will be most commonly the evaporation part. Okay. Second one is temperature.
in
More
more
the
the
temperature.
more the rate of evaporation.
Why? More the
Uh,
temperature, more amount of heat is present in air. The particles are more heated up, or more the temperature,
More kinetic energy.
more will be the kinetic energy of particles, due to which they can evaporate faster, due to which by absorbing very less energy they evaporate faster. Third one,
Ma'am, speed of wind.
Humidity.
yes, speed of wind or wind speed. Rate of evaporation increases with wind speed. As wind takes away particles on surface with it. And the fourth one, humidity.
humidity.
More the humidity,
Less rate of evaporation.
lesser will be the rate of evaporation. So rainy season, the rate of evaporation decreases. So write down these points. I'm coming in 1 second. And one more point you can write, that is the nature of the liquid.
Yeah.
Nature of the liquid whose boiling point is less evaporates faster. Liquid with less boiling point evaporates faster. This is the reason acetone evaporates faster than water. Alcohol evaporates after acetone but before water. Ether, very quick.
Ma'am, the boiling point of acetone is 58 degrees.
56. Yeah, 56 or 58? 56 it is.
Ma'am, that are volatile substances.
Volatile substances. Yes, we call them as volatile substances. The liquid which evaporates faster are called volatile substances. Clear? So questions can be asked on this part as a practical based questions. Why the milk in a saucer cools down faster than milk in a cup?
More surface area.
Yeah, more the surface area, more will be the rate of evaporation, and we know that evaporation causes cooling. So therefore, when the water evaporates faster or a milk evaporate faster, at that time it makes the other liquid, remaining liquid, cooler. So therefore, if the rate of evaporation more, the rate of cooling will be more. So milk cools faster when it is poured in a saucer.
Ma'am,
Yes.
this volatile and non-volatile, is that term comparative?
Yes.
Like acetone is more volatile than water. It's not that these are volatile and these are non-volatile.
Non-volatile or more or less volatile. More or less volatile substances are compared as a more and less. And volatile and non-volatile means the substances which evaporates, substance which won't evaporate.
Ma'am, and one more doubt. This when milk means takes place evaporation and it cools down. So what evaporates? The water in it.
Water in it. Because it is a mixture.
Yeah.
80% of water is present in that.
Ma'am, so even pure milk has little water in it.
Yes, 80%. Pure milk also has 80% of water.
Ma'am, so the milk powder is, I think, made by evaporating all the water.
Yes. Milk powder is only the fat and protein present in that. The solid particles left out.
Ma'am,
Okay.
petrol comes under volatile
Volatile, most volatile substance.
Okay.
Within 5 minutes, you will see that is a 1 liter of 1 liter, no, 1 cup of. If you keep a petrol, within 5 minutes, nothing will be left in that container. It evaporates very fast. Okay. Then, rainy season, the clothes in windy day, the clothes dry faster than on rainy day. On a windy day, wet clothes dry faster than on rainy days.
Ma'am, due to the wind speed.
Ma'am,
You have to
because the
explain
water
wind speed
particles,
as well as rainy day. That you have to explain. Yes, Anurag?
water particles are more in the atmosphere, so the water particles from the wet clothes are not able to get in.
Get moved out of this one because they cannot have the place to take between the air particles on rainy day. Windy day, due to more wind speed increases the rate of evaporation. So on a windy day, the water from the clothes evaporate very fast and clothes get dried faster. But on a rainy day, there are more water vapors are already present in the atmosphere. So therefore, evaporation decreases. Rate of evaporation decreases, and that is the reason why clothes won't dry faster or
I
takes
mean,
long time
in some clothes, like parts like pockets and all, they won't dry faster.
because they are not exposed to atmosphere. The part which exposed to atmosphere, they get dried faster because evaporation from that area will take faster. The same thing when you open this open container and closed containers. Open containers, evaporation will be faster. Outdoor swimming pool, evaporation faster. Indoor swimming pool, no evaporation. No or very less evaporation because the exposure to the atmosphere. Okay. Then on a rainy day, uh, what roads get dried quicker, faster. The same reason is same. The water on the road get dried faster. Means the roads get dried faster on any rainy day. So because if surface is tarred, sipping will not take place, and the rate of evaporation increases because larger surface area.
Mom, what do you tell? The roads will dry faster on a rainy day.
Yeah, on rainy day, that means rain falls on the road, it will dry faster. Okay. Then when we pour acetone on our palm feel chilled. We feel chilling effect.
Ma'am, due to the nature of the liquid.
Yes, acetone's boiling point is low, so it evaporates very fast. So when it evaporates, it takes large amount of heat energy from the palm, and therefore we feel chilled because a large amount of heat energy is given out, used up for evaporation of acetone. Okay, the same thing for minor surgeries, doctors apply ether on the affected part. The reason?
Mom, because it evaporates quickly, so cooling takes place, and when cooling takes place, the neurons don't work properly.
A large amount of heat energy is given out, which is used to evaporation of ether. So due to large amount of heat lost, that part become numb, senseless, because neurons could not work at very low temperature. Clear?
Mom, if sometimes we apply Vicks, it feels cool. Is it because it evaporates faster?
Yeah. Yes, it has some substances. Liquids are there. Menthol generally we use. So menthol is one of the chemical present in all these Vicks and Amritanjan and Zendubalm and all those. For all headache relief ointments. So that evaporates very fast. So it will take out the heat energy from the particular applied area. So therefore that area become numb. So we feel the pain is relieved. We feel relief from the pain because actually that area becomes senseless for some time. Applying balm is the same thing, that is used for faster evaporation. So faster evaporation, so more cooling. So that area, the large amount of heat energy is given out from that area. So therefore, it becomes numb. Neurons could not work at very low temperature. Immediately the neurons has given out energy. They cannot carry information. So that is the reason they are not able to convey the
Ma'am,
information towards the brain. So brain cannot feel that pain.
Ma'am,
ma'am,
Yes, yes.
ma'am. In the sprays we use for
Yes, when
Like pain
you,
and all,
yeah,
ma'am.
pain and all those, the same thing happen. Everywhere the same reason is there actually.
Ma'am, which substance is used for that?
So all
Like
these,
for
this one,
instant
evaporation, the
evaporation.
substance, yeah, evaporation, the liquid which evaporates faster and will not react with the body.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Antiseptics, yes,
ma'am, so the pain is there, but we won't feel it.
we won't feel it. Yes, so therefore is the name painkiller, from which are applied from outside.
Okay.
It doesn't cure the headache. It just
No, no, no. It just won't. You won't feel that. Okay. So outside applied substances, ointments. Okay. Why there is a pain? Why there is a headache?
some injury,
General headache.
tension.
Ma'am, stress.
Stress. So due to stress, what is happening? Actually, everything. The headache is main cause of headache is lesser supply of oxygen or lesser supply of food. Brain needs large amount of oxygen as well as large amount of food. So if it won't get the sufficient amount of food and oxygen, mostly the oxygen part, so it needs a large amount of oxygen. If it won't get, at that time we feel more stress on the nerves of brain and cause a headache to us. When we are starving, we feel more headache. When we are in a fasting, we have not ate for longer time, we feel headache. So that is because of the same case. That is, and after sometimes due to after heavy exercise also sometimes we feel headache. That is also because oxygen is utilized for the muscles. So brain is getting less oxygen.
So if you stand upside down, it'll cure.
Yes. Okay, fine. Then next is generally people sprinkle water on the rooftop or in the surrounding in hot summer days, summer day, on a hot summer day.
To keep the house cool.
To keep the house cool. Why? How?
Ma'am, when we sprinkle water, uh, due to more temperature, the water will get evaporated, and as we know that evaporation causes cooling, and the floor will become cool.
Yes, right. Just a sec. Yes, right. Okay, so these are the questions. Earthen pot, water kept in earthen pot is more cooler as compared to any steel containers.
Ma'am, because it has holes by which the water can get evaporated and hence cause cooling.
The water seeps out and then it evaporates.
Yes, right. So earthen pot has many holes through which water oozes out, and when they expose to atmosphere, they start evaporating out by absorbing heat energy from the remaining liquid. Okay, and the liquid lost heat energy, so therefore it feels that water is more cooler as compared to any other. Then it is next one is next part is perspiration process. We feel cooler after when we sweat, or when we sweat we feel more cooler, or perspiration causes cooling in our body. Perspiration, that is sweating process. So perspiration causes cooling. The reason is,
Ma'am, the sweat evaporates and then it causes cooling.
I won't tell this. What is happening? How the cooling effect is produced? This, which part of the body loses energy? Tell that. No, you have to write that. How the cooling will take place? That you have to mention.
Ma'am, when the sweat evaporates, it takes heat of vaporization, a latent heat of vaporization of water from the body, and by losing heat, our body feels cool.
Yes. Yes, right. Latent heat of vaporization word you have to use it there also, because which heat is given out. So that is whatever the energy, extra heat energy the particles have. What is the extra energy particles have? Latent heat of vaporization. Clear?
Latent is, I didn't
Latent
understand.
heat is stored in the body, no? So it has, where it has gone. It has not seen on the temperature scale. So that is remain in the particles, hidden, remain hidden in the particles. So that much amount of heat energy only that particle lose.
Mm,
When we sweat, the sweat has water which comes on the surface of the skin. When exposed to air, it tried evaporating. So it needs energy from where it will take energy, that is from the remaining body parts, liquid parts present in our body. So the particles near the or surrounding sweat lose latent heat of vaporization, that is absorbed by sweat and sweat evaporates. So particles have lost energy.
ma'am, but
Therefore, it could first listen. Listen carefully first. So particles have lost energy. So therefore, they get cooled down and hence the body cools down. Now ask the question.
ma'am, but if it takes latent heat, then why does we feel cool? We should feel nothing.
Particles have that energy, no? So heat energy is present in them. Only it is not seen on the temperature scale because temperature is showing the kinetic energy.
Okay.
So that heat energy is already present in the body but cannot be seen on temperature scale. That is a thermometer, we cannot measure that heat energy. Therefore, it is told as latent heat, hidden heat, which cannot be seen on thermometer because thermometer reads only the kinetic energy of the particles.
Okay.
Okay. So here, whenever we sweat, to evaporation of the sweat, sweat absorbs heat energy from the particles. So particles have lost latent heat of vaporization. That is the reason they cool down and keeps the body cooler, makes the body cooler. Okay. So this is the reason why we need to wear cotton clothes. No, we wear cotton clothes in summer, but not the synthetic clothes. The reason?
Cotton absorbs sweat.
Cotton clothes absorb sweat. They have the pores through which the cotton clothes absorb sweat, and due to absorption, the sweat can evaporate, and due to evaporation, causes cooling. So body will feel cooler. But in case of synthetic clothes don't have the property of absorbing heat energy, right? So therefore, evaporation of sweat don't takes place. Sweat stick to the body, remain stick to the body, and we feel uncomfortable because sweat has not evaporated, and even we don't feel cooler also. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
On dry day, the desert cooler In desert cooler, when we use desert cooler, we feel more comfortable. Effectiveness of the coolers, desert coolers, increases on dry day.
Ma'am, on dry day, the water evaporates at a faster rate. Water inside
Dry
the
day
pot,
means what? What do you mean by dry day?
more heat.
Dry weather, in dry weathers, dry day or dry weather.
Less humidity.
Dry weather means less humidity. So lesser humidity, that means more the rate of evaporation. So water from the desert cooler gets evaporate faster and gives us the cooling effect. Clear? So these are all reasons. Questions can be asked. Give reason questions on the this part, evaporation part. So you have this chapter. That means they will ask you one question of 3 marks you have. So that will be mostly from this evaporation, rate of evaporation, or give reasons, that is gas applies pressure on the walls of the container, gas exerts pressure, water is liquid, water is liquid at room temperature, iron almira is solid at room temperature. Okay, is that clear?
Does AC work the same way?
No, AC has a compressors. AC has compressors to cool. AC is functioning and the fridge functioning is somewhat similar.
Okay.
Works on a liquid part. That's when gas is present. It depends on that gas. Cooling and heating of that gas it works on.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the end of chapter. Any doubt?
Conversion of Kelvin to Celsius.
Yeah, that is questions. Yes, right. Kelvin to Celsius scale and scale. Celsius to Kelvin. So not degree, only Kelvin is equal to degree Celsius plus 273. So temperature in Kelvin is equal to temperature in degree Celsius plus 273. So convert into Kelvin.
Ma'am, 289 Kelvin.
Yes, right.
288, sorry. 300 Kelvin.
73 Kelvin.
Ma'am, when will we have the test?
Maths on Sunday.
Okay.
And next Monday you have, next Thursday you have science. So next Sunday, science.
And next to next Sunday, science.
Yeah. Coming Sunday, maths.
Okay, ma'am.
Subjective.
This Sunday, maths test. You have maths on Monday, no?
Yeah, subjective.
Tuesday. Subjective, yes, subjective test.
Okay.
Effect of pressure on melting point. Effect of increased pressure on melting point.
Melting point also increases.
Increases.
No, sorry, it decreases.
So what happened on melting? Melting means what happened? What is the space between the particles?
Increases.
Increases. General melting means what is happening. Normally melting means what is happening. The solid gets converted into liquid. Space between the particle increases due to melting. Okay. Now when you apply pressure on solid, what will happen? Pressure is, applying pressure means what? You are compressing it. So when you compress, what will happen? Particles comes closer or particles move away?
Closer.
They become closer. So if you apply more pressure, what will happen? The particles comes closer or particles moves away?
It comes closer.
It comes closer, very close. So what happens to then melting?
It is converted
It
into.
will, it won't allow melt because particles are, due to applying pressure, particles are held closer. So how for that substance, is it possible to move away easily? If in a classroom you have been pressurized to a very large, means a large number of particles, students have been enclosed, forced to stay in one classroom. There is very little space, means they are squeezing you. More and more number of students has been added to one classroom. So will the particles, and now told to move away from each other. Is it possible?
No, ma'am.
No, because already space is not there to take out, come out. So therefore, the process due to the after application of a pressure, separating particles, space between the particles cannot get increased. It's not possible for the particles to move away. So this means the melting point will increase. So in such particles, the external heat energy needed to be a larger value of external heat has to be applied. Then only the particles will start moving away from each other. Because pressure, increased pressure, keeping substances more, particles more closer. It won't allow the particles to move away. So therefore, more melting point or melting will take time. So the melting point decreases. What is on boiling point? Boiling point will increase with increased pressure. So water won't boil at 100 degrees Celsius. It will take more time. One second. In case of melting, only in water the melting point decreases. But all other, it will increase. In water only, by increasing pressure, the melting point decreases. In case of water, only melting point decreases because the different, at 0 degrees Celsius, the behavior of water is different. Therefore, but all other liquids with increased melting point increases with increased pressure. Melting point of all other liquids except water increases with increased pressure. But due to anomalous nature of water at 0 degrees Celsius, the melting point of water decreases with increase in pressure. Clear? Is this point clear?
Ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Only in case of water, because if I will start explaining you, it will be somewhat complicated. Anomalous nature of water is actually what happens when the temperature decreases below 0 degrees Celsius. The water particles, instead of contracting, they start expanding. They keep on expanding. So that is the reason melting point will decrease when increased pressure, because expansion will increase. Okay, but all other liquids, melting point will increase with increased pressure. They melt at higher temperature.
Is there a reason for the anomalous nature of water?
No, that is the normal behavior. That is the reason we have called the behavior of water. Anomalous behavior, weird behavior of water. Anomalous, that is a weird. Clear? And in case of all the liquids, no, there is no exception. Boiling point increases with increase in pressure. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that's it in this chapter. Any other doubts in this chapter? Is there any doubt? All the chapters. There are any doubts? Any of the chapter?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, in the class, sir told that from is matter around is pure, and that except this evaporation and the methods, everything else is coming.
Means couldn't get.
Except the evaporation, condensation.
Evaporation content. First chapter.
No, ma'am, third chapter.
Second chapter.
Yeah, we did the third chapter. Yeah, second chapter.
Second chapter is
Is
that
matter.
separation of mixture.
Yes, ma'am.
So except separation of mixture, earlier part is coming.
Yes, ma'am. Everything else except that is coming.
Okay. That means you have this one, 3 mark question, then difference between solution, suspension, and colloid.
Because there was like most of them from the first chapter is deleted, so I'll give from this chapter.
Yeah, fine. So that's what I was. No, so that is first chapter. Again, we have wasted 2 hours time. Already we have done. So that means here mostly the question for 3 marks, it will be the write the difference between solution, colloids, and suspension. This is 3 mark question. Second question will be that finding concentration numerical. And one more question, difference between compounds and mixtures.
Ma'am, I guess the 5 mark question will come in motion.
Yeah, that is derivation of second law of motion, second equation of motion.
Okay.
5 marks, that is
Mom,
short question. second and third equation of motion proving.
Ma'am,
Yes.
they can ask to prove three equations also.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That sure short, that 5 mark question is sure short question. That is proving those equations. Either 3 equations or 2 equations. Okay. So that is a sure short question there. They can ask you only one proving. That 5 marker I will tell you. That is, they will ask you one 3 mark question, that is prove the second law of motion, second equation of motion, and 2 mark numerical on that. Okay. Or either second and third, both second and third proving, second and third equation of motion proving. That is your fixed 5 mark question. And in one 5 mark question, and a cell is there, no? 3 marker. So in that 2 3 marker questions are there in cell. So that is, one is difference between animals and plants, cell, drawing any one of them diagram. Okay, that's
Ma'am,
sure.
we need to explain it.
Which one?
The cell drawings.
No, drawing they are not supposed to explain. You have to label it.
Okay. Okay.
They will ask you any two differences, that is either plant and animal tissue cell, second plasma membrane and cell wall, and the third one prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Out of these three, one question is short question. Diagram of plant or animal cell, short question. Okay. The 5 mark is sure question of that motion. Apart from that, no any other. Okay. And in motion chapter, what is uniform circular motion? What is uniform circular motion?
Ma'am, the velocity changes every instant.
But uniform we are telling. So what do you mean by that uniform? Magnitude of the speed remain constant. The object is moving in a circular motion, but with constant speed. So magnitude of the velocity remain constant, but direction of the velocity is keep on changing. Then that kind of a motion is called uniform circular motion. And due to change in velocity, direction of velocity, that motion is accelerated motion. So uniform circular motion is uniformly accelerated motion. Remember this statement? 1 mark question they can ask on this part. Uniformly circular motion has a object is moving with a constant speed, but due to change in velocity, that is direction of velocity, that motion is accelerated motion because change in velocity has taken place. So therefore, such motions are called as uniformly accelerated motion. Clear? Any other doubts you have?
Ma'am, I have doubt in maths.
Okay, let's start maths now.